want the mouse on my screen so I can do left and right skip.
ただですね、今は平畑さんが一番彼の動画を見てるかもしれないですけ
Oh,
ど、
good whiff
それ
punish.
までに一番見てたのは彼ですから。
Okay, super size.
自分はやばい。それはかなりやばい
Skip
です。
to dud can if you insist.
九州血明軍が優勝した時の動
あ
画とか、なんかあったらあれを見て癒されるとかって言ってました。間違いないでしょうね。
Start somewhere around here. This is good enough for me. Hirahata. Never heard a name like that. The best Oki to do after Aura back card punch. What the fuck is Aura back card punch? That entire question is weird to me. I don't have any normals like that. Two-hit overhead move. That's just regular ass hard punch. What do you mean by Oki? That doesn't knock down. It knocks down on mid-air connect, I think. But I never even get that. Yomada, huh? I'm out of the loop. I know who Yomada is, but I didn't know he was that good. It's back to neutral, yeah. Or is actually, I think, -3 on hit overhead. Fun fact. Meaty staying strong. That she can like that. Nice. He let him cross over and got the DP. I don't think it was an ATA though. Might have been. Is that gonna work? No. Ken might have. No, I don't know. I don't know about comboing a trade there. Yeah, that's why Rose is so strong. It works like that against a bunch of reversals. Oh no. You're on Tatsu, rare footage. I think Dudley cannot duck Ken's Tatsu. But correct me if I'm wrong. He's quite a tall ducker. He's got like the tallest crouch of any character barring like Hugo. Ooh, that's super low risk. Even if it's parried, Dudley usually can't do anything like significant about that. Maybe he could if he did immediate ducking super. That might punish that. But like, you know, have fun. You'd have to be waiting for it. You'd have to read it. Getting kills with stuff like that is real smart. SF3 safe? No. The light version can be hard to punish for some characters, but they're all like minus something like 10. And Ken's really good for punishing it at any range because he's got low forward. I think it's pretty hard for Aura to punish unless he does the well, I can punish it like reliably, but like punishing it with close strong depends on the range in the version. So I gotta be vigilant during the super animation to see which one it is. Punishing a light super from far away is like difficult for me. Red parry. I mean, that works. You can get, if you get the red parry on the last hit, you can always punish with close strong. I hate red parry into walk. That shit is scary. Any parry into walk is fucking scary to do. I was labbing that a while ago with I was showing off the punish for short swing blow, red parry, in a video. Ken can always punish EX short swing blow with SA3. The pushback is insane on EX short swing blow, but it's -3 and Ken's super will reach it in time. But in order to do in order to get red parry into target combo uppercut, he has to walk. He has to get closer. And that shit is precise. Red parry, third hit. Like a very specific amount of walking. And then TC uppercut. Deal with disrespect? That's like not a thing I even think about anymore. What kind of disrespect? Are we talking about like, you know, the very gameplay oriented definition, or like someone literally like taunting? Or being mean? I have a very pragmatic view of someone who taunts to taunt. If they do it and they win, clearly they were the better player and they can pop off. They earned the taunt. If they do it and they lose, then they're a jackass. And you just proved it by beating them. I think it's funny when people taunt. I don't think it's like a fucking... Especially when they're trying to upset you, I just think it's hilarious. It feels like such a, like, I don't know, childish thing to do. I can't take it seriously. Weird. He like whiffed. He fully whiffed a close strong. And they got another one. One of this channel's recent streams was, you know, Oro. I actually really want to look at that. He's quite good. He's one of the best Oros that I've ever seen. Or versus Ken. I got a lot of experience in the matchup. I think it's in Ken's favor, but only a smidge. At the highest level, it might be 5-5. I think, personally, I'd probably call it 4.5, 5.5 for Ken. It's good for Ken. I'm never against watching that matchup. Get parried super anyway. Respects were a cool mechanic. An inverted taunt. Very curious idea. Respect's not in Xrd? I always use pad. I still use pad. So like, your question implied that I currently use stick, but I don't. Alright, I do want to see some more. Whoa. Alright, is this no longer aligned correctly? It actually looks pretty good. Where are the auras? Oh, I found one. This is left ear hype. Fuck the right ear. Who needs it?
Fighters ready. Engage.
It's also a bit of frame rate hype from what I can tell. That neutral jump I find intimidating. He found a nice hitbox too. Oh yeah, keep him in the corner. What's Oro gonna do? Super jump forward, parry, and then air throw? Hell no. I mean, he could. That was a minus on hit, jump medium kick, because he hit it so high up. He landed in... That wasn't a punish throw, but... Oro had to take a mix-up. Hello, Mr. Miker. Ugh. Oh, could have cancelled it. That was another minus on hit, jump medium kick. Those are still not bad. Oro's getting kind of fucked up. The sweep. Sweep is not a terribly good attack for Oro, but it fills a niche that none of his other attacks do, which is like a pretty good low poke. It's very safe, Oro sweep. Most characters can't punish it super well because of the ridiculously high pushback, and it's not very minus. The range is not that great. Oro doesn't have a way of hitting super far out low. Nice. Oh, I like that. You don't often see cancels into Fireball from Oro. It's because none of them combo. Oro cannot combo a grounded normal into a Fireball. Oh, interesting. Oh, Kuroda set up. Not even. That was a DP! Couple parries into DP, and the DP knocked down. Wow, what a smart escape. That was guaranteed to trade, but as long as Oro took damage. Even if Oro didn't take damage, he was in block stun. To cover the other 2 hits of the booger. What a great a great escape from the unblockable. That setup you can't get a meaty crossover, so like opponents have time to do shit like that. But Oro could have given him a hard time by doing like a meaty low instead of doing the jump over. The scenario is always in Oro's favor, but there are particular things you can do as the defender to make yourself a bit safer. Nice. Oh, he can't. He's just trying to jump out of that corner. It's just not working. Alright, what do you get here? Yeah, unblockable. This can't kill, but he gets a 50-50. Never mind, he dropped it. That was actually unblockable. I think. Actually, I think it wasn't. I think Ken could have had a relatively easy side swap block. And by relatively easy, I mean still hard, but like, you know, doable. Oh, you can duck that. That was not going to hit a crouching Oro. You can like low block and then stand strong and it'll punish. Wake up overhead? Huh? Oh look, he baited it, but what did it do? He's still in the corner. Dashikin's controlling the space in a way that I've never seen. I think approaching him on the ground is probably the play, or like super jump parry. Predict the jump back, because he's been doing the jump back a lot. Trying to start dash show. It is good. I hate when players do that to me. Jump strong? You should jump strong? What? Oh, I think if we did jump hard kick on the way down, it might have been a punish. I like the way the Sora is playing this round right now. Ooh, that's big. It's far enough from the corner he can get unblockable. That was really bad. Okay, kind of salvaged it a little bit. This is still scary. Never mind, no it's not. Ken has high burst damage after single attacks, but he can't really get more than like a quarter of your health at a time. But he can like quite easily get a quarter of your health. But like Ken needed like 4 or 5 mix-ups to win that, whereas Oro needed 1. Car universal overhead, I saw that. That had way more range than a normal one. It was Kara from Stay Medium Kick. I like that light kick as a way to prevent like walk-in or button. It's quite a good normal for Oro for that specific thing. I would have hit that same light kick and I also would have gotten parried and died. Fast mashing. Oh, he's trying everything. You're in that corner, bro. If Deshikin wants you in that corner, that's where you're gonna stay. Ooh, this is... He could win. What's the stuff? Alright, regular setup. Regular setup, regular setup. He, like, fucked it up. That wasn't unblockable, and then he fucked up the combo. Oh, hello. Good day to all. I don't drop those. I think I would get fucked up by Deshikin, but no, I want to play him after watching this Oro play him. I wonder if I could outperform this Oro. Ooh, cool. That looked like the start of a close forward. Nice. The low there is strong because most people would high parry there. There was no threat of a throw. And Ora's low options there was literally just sweep. So, you know, not much point in trying to anticipate the sweep. Most people wouldn't do it. And that's why he did it, and that's why it worked. Ugh. That's why poking is, Ooh, there's no escaping this corner. That was probably empty jump throw. I mean, empty jump parry from the Aura player. Optimal Aura is a complicated beast. I don't think I've ever seen an optimally played Aura. Certainly not mine. Oh, this is Inoue. I didn't know that. Love those. You don't see... I never really labbed that. Ooh, cool. Oh, he had to walk forward more from that range. He might have had double dash there, actually. Raw booger. That's not bad. He actually got quite a lot out of it. I like booger in this matchup just if only because it gives you a lot of meter to play with, and EX fireballs are fine. Ugh. I like that too. Oh, that was a punish. That jump hard kick was super bad from Deshikin. It was a read, and it was a read on Aura leaving the ground, and Aura didn't leave the ground. So Aura literally just had a close strong punish on it, and he didn't get it. It wasn't even precise. He didn't have to wait for Ken to land. It doesn't matter. Oh my god! Again, if that just whiffed, the Aura would have gotten a poke punish on it, so it wasn't super risky. Certain characters are not very good at punishing stuff like that. Ah, he missed a dash, I think. He had a real, maybe not a real knee there, but like he could have got closer, and his movement was kind of awkward, and I think that fucked him up. I think if Ken canceled the super on that low forward, he would have eaten the super from Oro. So in a way, it was kind of smart that he didn't. I don't fucking play on Mixbox, and I don't charge partition. So no. Ooh, sometimes I do that cross-through fireball on purpose. That was a heavy DP. Or I did fucking heavy DP in neutral. That's a read. Nice. Technically a good trade for Oro. He's racking up that dizzy. You wouldn't think it would matter that much, but it kind of is good. People play differently when they're high stun. Oro can actually like nearly stun with a combo. Nice. Wake up car throw, I think. Actually, I don't know. Might have been a regular throw. Block your toes. It's hard, it's scary. Ooh. Was it reaction? I think so. Midi low forward. If Aura parried that, like what was his reply? There was like nothing he could have really done. Command grab would be the best thing, but Ken could have canceled the low forward. Oh, okay. Regular ass. Optimal chicken setup. Yup, he got the unblockable. Do we have these? It's 2 frames every time. Yes, I like this loop. He's getting it, he's getting it. He's got enough meter for 1 more if he needs it. Yup, didn't need it. That's the shit I like to see. Hero's bitching that he dropped the setup earlier. One thing I think is cute is he did 2 different variations as it was going. You can be quite freeform for those. I got a few different ones I do. And how much did it really matter? Ken wins on the ground, but Oro, if he gets a meaningful close strong, can abruptly win. I wouldn't go as far as to say they're not really good, but they're definitely, I think Ken has the edge. I like forward in this matchup as Oro's best normal, but it's still like, you know, not super duper good. That one. Nice. But that's not super rewarding and it's a hard read. Cross? Oh, yeah! Oh, never mind. He did the cross under for the mid-screen for the loop. Okay, here we go. Now he's got more meter so he can get another rep and maybe a 3rd rep. Yeah, confirm on the 3rd rep. Doesn't need it. Fighters ready. Engage. Nice. Here we go. I don't want to ever hear anyone say Oro's cheap unless they mean Alex. Oro's cheap, but you know who's even cheaper? Ken. Ken players aren't trying to hear that though. This is a chip out. Mini command grab, mini overhead. He could have just gone for another unblockable, but I think the chip out was a better play. I like to get a little ways away and then do slightly delayed meaty command grab. I like Universal Overhead as a footsie tool in this matchup, but it's so shitty if it's blocked. Usually just whiffs though. Technically it's reaction whiff punishable, but most people won't do it. I feel like Deshiken might. But it interacts favorably with a lot of Ken's buttons, particularly low forward and low roundhouse. But it's just kind of good in general. It's weird to suggest like Universal Overhead as a poke, but it's a real thing I think. Nice. Taking it for the meaty. Oh, nothing. Nice whiff punish. He wanted close strong, but he was too far away. Close forward would work. Nice. This can kill. Yum. Got the true unblockable. Yo, he recognized the stun. That was beautiful. That actually wasn't max meter build. He should have done a regular ass chicken. That's weird that he didn't. Doing a show off combo instead of fucking just taking the max reward. Ugh. Nah, it's gonna trade. It's good for Aura. It was a bad decision. I don't think he can dizzy. He can't get another super. No, he did dizzy. Wow. He took the optimal dizzy route. I think that was the right decision. I just didn't think it would be enough. It's impossible not to have input lag. It's all about how much you get. Yeah, I've seen Inoue before. He's really strong. I'm liking seeing these combos completed. I now think I would not do as well. I'm now like fairly comfortable in that idea. Before I was a little on the cusp. But now I'm just like, no. Fireball's not bad in this matchup. Finding time to charge is a bit iffy. Oof. He could have landed the air throw there, maybe. It always kind of a bust when the opponent dashes in right as you got a point blank far forward. This is still unsafe, Ken can interrupt. Some characters have an annoying time punishing that, but everyone can punish it. Wake up close forward into stomp. I've done that before. I don't think about it very often. It's a big gimmick. Interesting. Oh, very good. He had to. He like wasn't gonna kill with a throw. He needed to go for something really aggressive. Stomp is decent as a get out of the corner tool. Oftentimes, even if you do something unsafe, they'll just like you'll get punished, but you won't get put back in the corner. But like raw stomp is quite easy to punish. Aura stomp can be pretty good though if it lands directly on the opponent's head. It's actually possible to get a stomp first hit be on the front and a stomp second hit be on the back, for example. And it can be really ambiguous sometimes. It's like a very shitty version of Chun-Li's down forward hard kick from ST as an unblockable. Yeah, I beat Mister in a raw best of 3 one time. He got me in the run back though. And then he outperformed me in the tournament. We never ran into each other though. Ah! Anything can happen, even in a best of 3. Mester is the only person who blocked the ground cross up right the first time. Of all the twins I've ever played. Of all the people who I ever do the ground cross up to. He's the only person who blocked it without me doing it prior. Like, I knocked him over, I had a real meaty, he was quick standing, I dashed through him and got cross up close strong on the opposite side. And he blocked it correctly, and I was like, fuck. He didn't punish it. He didn't parry it or anything, so, you know. Impossible to punish. But, the fact that he saw it, the fact that he got the block, I was like, Christ, I'm playing at a different level right now. But I did take the set. But then he beat me 3 straight immediately after I took the set, so joke's on me. Prepare to strike now. That was a while ago now. Like 5 years ago. Any tips on entering my first local tournaments? I think that if you're not used to a tournament setting, tournaments are pretty strict. Yeah, have fun. That's a good one. Even doing a little well in a tournament is kind of a big deal. Because of the way that tournaments are formatted. The winners fighting winners and stuff. A quarter of people, no matter how skilled you are, a quarter of people in a tournament go 0-2. So if you go 0-2, it's not a super big deal. Maybe you just got some bad matchups. Maybe you just need to work a little bit. But winning 2 and then losing 2, like, you know, that's pretty good. That puts you in like the fucking top 25% of players, I think. Nice. So I guess my advice is going with low expectations. It's hard to... A tournament setting is its own setting. So if you have a lot of exposure to tournament settings, you'll be good in it. And if you have a lot of online experience only, then a tournament will feel very... You won't play optimally. I don't have great tourney nerves, to be 100% honest. The thing about me in fighting games is I have, like, historically played fighting games as, like, a... You know... I don't have a huge drive to win, to be 100% honest. I play them because I find them interesting, from, like a philosophical perspective. Of, like, solving the game. From a game design perspective, I find fighting games interesting. In a very loose sense, I play them for fun. But, like, you know, the point of the game is to try and win. So I do try and win. But in a high-stress scenario, when you're playing for something, it's a lot harder. It's a lot less interesting for me. You know what I mean? It's more unpleasant to play when something's on the line. I don't like the idea of spending money to play. I don't even really like the idea of winning money for winning. Well, this isn't footage, this is a fucking Comremi. Looks like it's Ken and Ken. Maybe I can find something interesting if I dig around a little bit. Is it Chun-Li versus Akuma? That's not super duper interesting, but Akuma's pretty cool. You don't see Akuma players that often, even in high-level play. Is that Oro versus Chun-Li? I know this matchup well. It's hard. It's a very hard matchup. Oh, that's just sad. This is probably the worst matchup that doesn't involve a low-tier character. That might be a bit strong. I can't think of a worse one. Chun-Li is a fat Oro counterpick. Chun-Li is like the single reason that Oro isn't like a top-tier character. Although I secretly think that Oro is indeed a top-tier character. SA2 versus Chun-Li is the new wave. You don't see that shit in old footage. It's people used to always pick SA3 versus Chun-Li. Super? No, it's too close to the corner. Oh, heavy super. I just learned something. Didn't work though. Fuck round one. Chicken legs goes up to... Wow, is it 8? I think it's 8, yeah. And then 9 free X. Only the air one can be mashed. The ground one is always 2 hits. But the air one you can mash kicks to get more hits. The EX one for the air one does about double the damage of the non-EX one, but neither of them do super high damage. They're usually used for their utility. As like an instant overhead or as a jump in meaty. This matchup is super awkward for Oro because he can't really do anything. But if he gets a good hit, he can just win. But he's like so fucked in neutral. Right now, Inoue is not actually in a super bad position because he's got a lot of meter. I don't actually know if he can get Chun-Li's health down in time with an unblockable. Oh, if he got the parry on that, that was big. That's a heavy super. Oh, he did a delayed jump there. Which would have been good if it was wake up parry, but it was bad because she just got hit immediately. The win opportunity I don't think was there. I don't know if there was enough time. 10 seconds. Oro's loop kind of takes a long time to do. Kid needed at least like 2 loops in order to, or 3 loops to reduce the health. Ah, nice Neko punch. I don't like Fireball at all in this matchup. Especially not with Super. Chun-Li can just freely punish Oro's Fireball with Super. Once she gets it. Do I play Smash? No. Casually would be the correct answer. In this matchup, I think that Aura's low forward is the only poke that doesn't suck dick. You can also universal overhead if you want to, but mostly you're just walking, jumping, and parrying. All of your buttons are bad. Dash is good too.
Fighters ready. Engage.
You mostly just want to force yourself close to Chun-Li. That's like your big hope. Is that if you get next to her, then maybe something she does you could like get a lucky parry on, or you could like get her making a bad read. And then you can super her. Or like, you know, chicken combo, unblockable stuff. And if you can get that going, you can win. So you just want to force your way next to her. Forward dash, forward jump, anything. Oh, there you go. He only gets a 50-50 though. Weird. He did the non-super version of the 50-50. He actually got it too, but he dropped the link. Too far. Chun-Li players never punish with Spinning Bird. I wonder if they know about it. I don't blame them. But Spinning Bird combos are occasionally, like, optimal. I love that. Oh, I think he thought it was going to stomp. Or maybe he wanted the stomp. Meter build here. Yeah. Should have been light uppercut. Medium, actually.
Fighters ready. Engage.
Nice. Oh, should have been close strong. It would have worked. He didn't have enough meter to get more than 2 loops, I think. I think light Spinning Bird combos from Crouch Medium Kick. You can do Crouch Fierce into Medium Spinning Bird. Chun-Li players never ever do that combo, but it does work. He landed on the wrong side! Ugh. With a life lead, this matchup is very different. You can actually out-turtle Chun-Li decently well. But you can't safely attack her. The thing, yeah, it's like meterless combos with Chun-Li people aren't really ready for. Most Chun-Li players treat Chun-Li like her best punish is throw if she doesn't have meter. Nice, car throw. A lot of Chun-Li's will just punish with like sweep. Throw or sweep. If there's no super on the table. And I think it's funny because occasionally you have like, you know, just some kind of combo. Crouch Fierce into medium bird kick. And Chun-Li players will like never take it. I can't even think of a time I've ever seen a Chun player do that. Yeah, Chun-Li outright ducks far strong, far forward, and far roundhouse. You know, roundhouse. So you're limited to a very close version of far strong, or low strong, which is not that great of a normal, or low forward. And low forward works fine in this matchup, but considering most of his other pokes don't work, you're kind of just a low forward bot. And of course, the damage ratios are off. If Chun-Li gets a low forward, she gets a super. If you get a low forward, you get low forward. So playing that is mathematically difficult. Yeah, it's difficult. Yep. Oh, he did the launch too soon. You have to wait a little bit. That was a mid-air connect. Ooh, he had the charge there he didn't want. Really awkward double jump. Chun-Li could have dashed under him and it was the right play. Most people aren't like... This Chun-Li is good. But most people... I think most non-Aura players aren't attuned to the finer details of punishing bad double jumps. Or giving problems to bad double jumps. Interesting. I don't actually know how the inputs work for EX legs. I don't know if you can just hit like medium kick 4 times and then hit all kicks and get an EX legs, or if you have to hit all kicks 5 times. You have to hit the same kick repeatedly for the non-EX lightning legs. So you can't hit like 4 light kicks and then a heavy kick to get a heavy lightning legs in this game. SV5 heavy kicks.
Prepare for battle. Prepare to strike.
This is a bad match. The high tier characters and the top tier characters have decent balance with each other. If you just look at the top 10 characters in this game, the balance is okay. It's not perfect. But this is just a counter pick in general. This is like, you know, something like T-Hawk Blanca, where the tier difference between the characters isn't bad, but the tool set is just really good for one than the other. Carcasses are good, but Makoto fights most of the other high tiers at like 5/5s, to be honest. I'm not sure if there's any character Ken really destroys. Maybe I'm thinking with like modern sensibilities though. These are bad fireballs. Chun-Li can super through those. Even if she's absolutely full screen, Chun-Li hits the extended Oro hurt box from the fireball, and then it combos into the super, so she can literally punish it like anywhere on the screen. Except I think tippy tip. Like both players touching the corners. Ugh. I think the biggest problem with Chun-Li is that she's kind of uninteresting. Ken and Yun are both more interesting. People don't like defensive characters to watch. I think it's fine. But Chun-Li, in addition to being defensive, is also very one-dimensional. This Chun-Li has really good defense. Turtling looks really different in Third Strike compared to other games. This Chun-Li's turtling right now. Oh, that's decent punish. Getting the corner was actually optimal there. Ooh. This could be something. Oh, no quick stand. This is... No, it's still not something. He had a 50-50 there, but Chun-Li threw him out of it. Some characters can use jump punish it, but Makoto's balanced around it being kind of safe. The idea with Makoto is that her block strings are all like she can't do everything else is unsafe. Dash punch being unsafe means that you have to like you can't just do like a sequence into a cancel. You can't just do low short light dash punch. So she's like an inverted grappler. And if you're not doing the dash punch, you're just getting like low short by itself, or like low strong by itself, and those are not super rewarding. I might play PSO later. Makoto is not so bad unless you're very certain characters. If you're Q, she's horrible. Oh, I saw that. That was partitioned. Cute. He petitioned a fireball inside his dash. He did it in a very controlled... She wasn't in it. Why wasn't she in it? I thought that worked. Throw into immediate light super jump over medium kick. Chun-Li's supposed to be inside the super. What went wrong? That shit works when I do it. Far forward was a kind of risky button to hit there.
Fighters ready. Engage.
Makoto Oro is 5/5. I played that matchup quite a lot. I'm pretty good against Makoto. Raw heavy uppercut. The forward is a poke. Lanes, dash in. Scary. I like the stomp on the way down. Yeah, don't throw fireballs from Chun-Li super. Her touch of death is only on certain characters, yeah. And most people can't do it. Super? Yep. You got the quick stand, it's really difficult in that context. The air throw. I think the tiny roster of third strike is a turnoff that most people don't really talk about. When people are talking about balance, they're kind of indirectly talking about roster anyway. That was a really bad double jump. He's doing stomp right before he hits the ground to try and get Chun-Li to whiff a low forward on his landing. Nice. Whoa, very nice. That's an unblockable. Amazing salvage. He didn't have the meter to do anything cool from it. Well, he did if he did a chicken combo, which is what he should have done. That was great though to do the EX fireball like that. This is okay. This is not too bad for her right now. The health basically doesn't matter. I'd say Chun-Li has a teeny edge, but it's not like an A2 edge. That was a bad fireball. I think this is still pretty even. It could go either way. Depends on what happens right now. Oh, now it's over. Even if he got the parries, or even if he blocked, there was nothing to do. He had to do a one-frame EX uppercut, I think. And actually, I'm not even sure if that worked, because the super might have just hit through the EX uppercut invincibility. Because of fucking the way super priority works in this game. Ken is ironically one of the harder characters in this game. Chun-Li's basic stuff is really easy, but then her like advanced stuff is really hard. If you just want to do low forward super with Chun-Li, that's actually not too hard. But if you want to do like air-to-air stomp into fucking like I don't know. It's not Ken being boring, it's just people having a very high exposure to Ken. You know? Ken in this game is pretty interesting, but like when Ken is like the character you fight all the time. Ah, the overhead. Meaty lows maybe the play. I think the thing about this game is that a lot of people would be Sean players. And they're mad that they can't play Sean. You know how like you know, a lot of people when it's their first time playing a game, they just pick Ken. First time playing a Street Fighter. You know how everyone's like, oh, like, you know, like how many people they sit down with Street Fighter 4, Street Fighter 5 or whatever the first time, it's like, oh, I'm going to be Ken. People are just drawn to Ken. Ryu as well, but you know. It's usually like Ken initially and then Ryu because you want to buckle down and learn how to play. And Ryu's the main character, so like he must be good for that, right? I think that Sean has more visual appeal than Ken does for a brand newbie. I think Sean has a very good and interesting design. Nice, very, very low. No, I just mean visually, purely visually. When people who know nothing about fighting games pick their first character, they're not doing it based on any knowledge of what their moves are. Probably haven't even seen footage of Ken or Sean. They just look at the roster and it's like Sean's the coolest guy, which I think is pretty accurate. Oh, that was a good escape. I didn't think she had time to jump. I think if she jumped forward, she would have gotten hit by the super. So the jump backwards and to jump off the wall was actually very smart. Force those mix-ups. Oh, that was it. She got hit. I don't know why. Don't know what she did.
Prepare to strike now.
Like, when people complain about tiers in this game, I think they're usually talking about, like, Sean or Q. They're talking about the characters they want to play, but they can't because they perceive that the character sucks. You can play Q. You might have a hard time. But it's possible. Sean is probably not possible. Remember that footage, that fucking tournament, where Tokido played Sean? You ever see that shit, B-Tran? It was against Vanau, I think. Oh, it was against 4 people. There was like a 4-person, and you couldn't play top tiers. You couldn't play, I think, the top 3, and you got 3 characters to pick. And Tokido played Sean and Ryu. We never even saw his 3rd character because he won the tournament with those 2. Don't like that fireball. You can like sneak them in every now and then, but it's just scary because Chun-Li can just super through them and kill you. Hi. I don't think I've ever seen a truly good Sean. There's no point. There's nothing interesting he can do. Anything interesting Sean can do, like Ken can do better. It's like, what are you gonna do? Fucking block string into... do the non-combo TC into his towards spheres? That doesn't lead to anything. The only thing Sean has that's even remotely good is low short, jab short, which all the Shotos have. Even his low forward is just a shittier version of the other fucking low forwards. It's like alarmingly hard to do jump roundhouse low forward with Sean. You know that combo that other Shotos do? For Sean, it feels so fucking tight. You have to get a super deep jump roundhouse and then an instant low forward. It feels like it's like got like 1 or 2 frame timing to fucking link those 2. It's just because this low forward has a little bit longer startup than the other Shotos. And maybe the jump hard kick has less hits done. We do not know. The only people who know who the fucking roster is. He doesn't have enough time! You gotta go in! Do something! Go crazy! Jump in! Someone else, just do it! Ah, didn't work. V-skill and triggers. One of the triggers would probably be the stones. And the other trigger might be the grab. And then his super would probably be the booger of the sun. It's just a guess. Nice, interesting. But that super, if his super is like the fucking sun, it would just be like, it would be like awesome super. V-skill would probably be something entirely new for both of them. I don't think it would be any existing move he has. Nice, you get a 50-50 here. Yep, he's taking it. Oh, it's supposed to be EX Fireball. Chose not to use it, so we just did it to build a meter, I guess. Huh? What about Sagat's triggers was real? Sagat's, what people said about triggers was like entirely wrong. People were saying it would be like so-and-so move would be locked behind trigger. And instead he got 2 entirely new moves in trigger. I think this is close enough, yep. Next it's Dizzy. Yeah! Oh! Yeah, the kill looked close strong. Tiger Knee's been buffed twice since Sagat came out. It's not as good as SF4, but like, it's close now. Especially if you pick the Tiger Knee B-skill. That shit's actually like... In my video showing off the Tiger Knee B-skill, I showed off a Tiger Knee into low strong as a true block string. That's how plus it can be. Oh, later. Nice having you, B-Tran. Yes, I like this. Eat shit, Chun-Li. This is what you get. That's the setup I use versus Makoto. 3 forward dashes into back dash. One thing that's kind of annoying is if you do 3 forward dashes immediately, you'll actually dash under Chun-Li. So you have to do just a teeny tiny bit of waiting and then forward dash. If you wait too long, then your back dash into forward jump won't go over Chun-Li's head. So it's actually like way harder than it looks. Top 4, huh? Is that an Elena? My favorite. I play this character. Oh, this frame rate is crispy. This is like a cleaner. Whoa! This is like a fucking 60 FPS recording or something. The game doesn't look this good when I'm playing it. Oh, you went for the red. Good documentation on dash shoe on quick stand. Yes, but it's in Japanese, and I don't remember where it is. But there was a website that compiled them all. You're watching Elena footage, wanting to see combos? Good luck. Elena has some combos here and there, but Elena players act like she doesn't have combos at all. Sometimes they're the right play, but Elena players just can't do them. Is this a team tourney? Looks like it. Yeah, it's gotta be. Based on the stuff going across the top. Just listing teams. Chakra, Abu, Harubain. Oh, that was Talbain that we just saw. Mid-air EX mount, EX mount, EX mount. That is a combo. Good luck starting it. They also fall a little bit each time, so you need to have a relatively high connect EX mount for the first one in order to get more. I can give you a link to this video. Give me a quick second. Don't go anywhere. There. Whoa. That's right, I could have just taken it from the chat. Dudley's mustache looks painted on. 4 maximum classes? Christ. I'm not even on my first. How much are you playing? Granted, I usually only play like an hour a day. And only like some days. God, some people can't be trusted with MMOs. They posted an update schedule for PSO2. I think they're going to try and have all the classes out, plus level 95 cap, by the end of 2020.
りますんで、これね、そう、ダッキングでくぐってくるタイプのなどはかなりウェイジス絡みの読み合いが面倒くさくなります。うめえ、レバー中ジェッパコーク、バラからキープ、チューパーまで。これは、さあ、ここはどうする？あー、ワン、ツー、暴れてった
So wake up low short strong.
フォークとかもね、考えなきゃいけない状況
How
で
big
した
are
が、
the teams?
その辺も利用
Is
し
it
なが
over?
ら、ワン、ツー、スリー、
I figured it was 3v3
勝ったのは
I think it is
野田マイケル、ボスチームと
because the team listings on top
続い
seem
て
to
ま
be
いり
three
ましょう。
names.
こちら再戦です。大平玉コン勝
So
負
this
さん
was
で志村けん
Yamada
組で
that was just playing.
これボスさん、ボスマイケルあたりでマイクお願いしてもよろしいでしょうか。
普通に動くんですよね。
普通にうまいです。うまいじゃダメなんですよ。
いつかの太平さんのやつ真似しただけなんですけど
普通に
動く。
普通に動けるなんたらでした。
166 hours. That's like a week,
そうですね。
right? A week is
今の
168.
もすごかったですね。中パンジェッパー。これどうなんですかね、大パンブンブンのヤンキースタイルは。
やばいっすね。
Is this Tamako on the? No.
ほらほら。
じゃあ確
Does
か
it show a
に
young
人
player?
類つながりますね。
ああ、そういえば。
中大小波動人類と同じ。
Taihe.
なるほど。
めっちゃ減る。
I haven't thought about that name in a
や
while.
ばいっすよ。
あれの
Is that Urian?
から松田さんのこの喧嘩サードがやばいですね。こ
もうバンバン振ってきますね。
These names scroll too slowly. I don't want to read them.
のタマコンも負けちゃいないと。
Kuni's on the right hand side.
でいく。
One of the players. Kuni's a really good read.
ほらほら。喧嘩じゃ。
結構やっぱね大攻撃。
Ah, see, that was the light DP as a poke, and it was unpunished. Difficult to punish that.
例えば
Most characters.
ミドルとかっすか。
ミドルも嫌ですし、狙ってればまあいろいろ美味しいんですけど、あとジャンプ台キック。
あー、ジャンプライは確かに。
I went from Windows 7 to Windows 10 recently. Yeah, it was actually very simple. There's only a couple things I hate.
これ次太平さん勝ったら
勝ったらですよね。
そうね。あれ忖度はさすがにしないですよね。
Mostly, I haven't noticed the
次の
difference.
来月の給料に関わる。
そうですね。オーナー対スタッフ。ユニバーサルグラビテ
But I
ィ。
got a Windows 10 install without any bloatware.
社長
It's on
対
Microsoft, but it's also a pirated
反
copy.
社員ですね。あー、さすが
Path
に。
casually confessing to a crime on stream. Even though Windows 10 is free.
これはどうですか
Well, it
ね。
キャラの話ですか。
キャラの話はどうですか。
剣
有利。
有利なんじゃないですか。まあでもあんま関係ないっすよね。
そうっすね。大会だと特に。
あんま関係ない。
おー、倒して PA。あ、なんか優しい殺し方でした
そう
ね。
っすね。
大パンチとかじゃなかったですね。なんか
ちっちゃくゲージ貯めて。
そうですね、しっかりゲージ貯めればいいのに大パンとかで。さあ、やる前から安いって言われてました。
Well, strong by itself is real cool.
レバー下に。
Oh.
おお、中大からしっかり確認。
あ、
こ
これ
こは
Ah,
これ
nice.
は
Ken had no good wake up there. His best hope was just parrying to the right.
そうですね。何かがあるかもしれないです。お
All
お、
those parries.
シャガグラ出すか出さないかっていうところで
またさんも押さない。
そうですね。体力、お志村けんが端に追い込まれるが、まだ陣内当てればわからない。
変わりましたよ。1。
投げて、そう投げ連打してた。さあ、太平2択。ガードしの
I
いで
blocked correctly.
投げ連
It's
の
not
大変
super duper hard to block that, but it's stressful. Nice.
モンジニブス。
チーム2がやら
So
れ
this is probably Taihe on the left.
次はデコージかクニか。
いやまあデコージあ行きたがりですね。
クニなんか太
Was
平
Kuni
さん
hopping
に
up?
9-0じゃ
Yeah, I think so. Denjin Ryu.
0の国が
Kuni's real good.
万が一負けるようなことあったら
いや
ね。
万ゼロなんで。
万ゼロさすがに。
EX Mirror can potentially save you from a dungeon,
ないです。万ゼロ。
but it's very particular where it's good or not.
まあでもわかんないですね。もう単発技が龍も多いから
確かに。
一回引っかかって。あでもこの動きが
Oh, that was the right play.
おここで。
Urian should have been able to get a trade at least.
まあこれはね
but he had to come down parrying, and it was like a horrible mix-up scenario. We tried to attack on the way down. Or I was lucky, you can just jump.
難しいですね、ユリアンも。
ユリアン難しいですね。まあでも長生きした方がいいですよね。
そうですね。
ユリアンは。
ちゃんとエイジスで有利をしっかり取っていって。
Is it worth learning Saw Ryu?
狙いは良かった。
エクスカリバーが。
What's the W? SA2. No. Maybe. If that's the Ryu you want to end up playing, then yes. Ryu can function with any super. All three of Ryu's supers are viable.
そうこれゲージも作ればというところだが投げられて、
Interesting
これは
confirm.
下がり中盤波動レンジ絶対やると思ってた。
Nice. The delayed.
さあねまだ灼熱いかず。
灼熱打たなかったですね。
SA2 has some really stupid setups actually.
まあ基本その電人
Like no other Ryu has to do kind of like meaty universal overhead kind of stuff.
あれは取りに行きたかったっす
I
ね。
guess Super 1 Ryu can.
そうですね。
もう下がった時点でシャガ中かシャガ中足か遠距離タッチ中盤なんですけど、
下風呂しかないってことです
そういう
ね。
感じですね本当に。
か最速で暴れちゃうか。
So this is probably Sho. He's quite a good young.
これ国対象も熱いですからね。普通にやればこれはでもだいぶユン有利っすね。
そうですね。
うん。
翔さんの方が。
そうそうやるしかないですからね。
The main confirm you use with SA2 is just fucking low short, low short.
あ、おもらしが
Works with every character.
あれ
Works
当たります
against
よ
every
あり
character.
ますね。
Nice. Threw out of the Genai.
そうショーのねちゃん
That
と
was an important moment, but unfortunately it went nowhere. And now he's cornered again.
しっかりしてるが行く。
This is still technically winnable for Ryu, but he has to probably bet a bar at some point or another. So it's
お
horrible.
お。成功ですね。
そうですね。
Like it was winnable if he did like a Denjin setup, and the Denjin plus combo wasn't going to kill Yan. So he needed like several things into
発
Denjin.
動
That was good defense. That was great defense.
抵抗する
He
クリ
successfully weathered that storm really well. The backing up the poke with the fireball,
はい。
強い人たち
and then
と
the
しても
poke with the stand medium kick
はい
were all very intelligently
もし切っ
placed.
た方がいいっていう人と
That's the Ryu cornered variation of the donkey kick combo.
した時の勝率
The donkey kick combos feel so shitty in SF5. What were they
どっ
thinking?
ちもどっちっすよね本当。
It's still a huge step up that he has the fucking donkey kick.
あっとこれしゃがみで見
It actually makes him feel very unique from SF4 Ryu finally.
まあここはしのぎ
But having either a juggle into heavy DP
さあ
or a fucking cancel into light Tatsu
これちょっと匂い
and no other
ベン
follow-ups.
ジン溜まって
And I think you don't get a juggle at all unless if the opponent's in the corner, right?
弱大から
I think you literally can't even do anything with the X donkey kick if the opponent's cornered, but don't quote me on
と
that.
思ったら生で発動していく。これはもう攻め上等で
I don't mind the animation.
さあ
It
これ
definitely
で
doesn't
ピ
feel
オ
as beefy as it does in this game.
セイヤから小竜巻
EX 処理で良かった気がします
そうですねまあ
Nice.
あー灼熱を持っとくのかなってい
You
う
can parry that either direction.
お上手でした。
フニさんが強肩が刺しました。
I may not stream that much longer. I'm pretty sleepy. I've been up since like 3 a.m. Yeah, at the launch of EX Donkey Kick, it was only DP. I wish you had more time. I wish Ryu had more things with juggle potential.
さあ志村けん決勝進出です。決勝進出です志村
Not having any juggle, like not having any JP1 stuff is so stupid for Ryu.
優勝はないですよね多分ね。優勝はないですよね。
You wish he just had the second hit of medium DP for stuff like after EX cornered EX Tatsu. It feels so bad that cornered EX Tatsu you have to spend another meter to combo out of it. That's such a simple fix. Just give him a 2-hit medium DP. It'll be the same as Street Fighter 4. That one little change between Super Vanilla and Super made Ryu a lot more interesting. 2-hit medium DP. Because it gave him a ton of combos. It gave him like lots and lots of juggles. All of a sudden Ryu could do jump strong 2 hits into land medium DP. And it was a combo. I'm talking about SF4 and SF5. Why am I watching this nothing? EX Donkey Kick feels really shit in SF5 compared to SF3 where it feels fucking incredible. It doesn't feel really shit, but they could have done better. It's just the Oki situation is really stupid. Ending combos in heavy DP is something you want to avoid most of the time. Unless the opponent's cornered. And I think EX Donkey Kick doesn't work if the opponent's cornered. Or like you don't get a follow-up. Nice.
両翼戦ここはしっかりダメージ取っていく上がって中足大足投げるさあ志村けんいけるか一文字
I know. It's annoying.
動くのが画面端から端へ
Sakura's EX Tatsu works the way Ryu's should.
ワンコンでいろい
They
ろ
took
崩れる
Ryu's
状況だが
EX Tatsu
いるねコンパンチ
from SF4 and gave it to Sakura.
射程距離内だったか
And they made a garbage EX Tatsu and put that on Ryu.
まずはマイケル
In a game where meters are so precious, requiring EX Tatsu into EX DP for the completed combo. I think you can't even do EX Tatsu into V-Trigger Uppercut, right? I think that doesn't work.
ワンプロ中足砲撃
You get Fireball Uppercut in VT1. That shit feels good. I don't remember you get EX Fireball VT Uppercut. I love his VT1 combos. His VT1 feels really good now. I think they finally found something that feels nice. I actually like it more than Season 1 VT1. Finally. Oof.
当たんない大パンチ処理陣内これで体力並ぶうわ投げ暴れこれは浮いている
Medium Tatsu is +3, so you can link Crutch Jab.
スピバレぴったり
So you can get Crutch Fierce, Medium Tatsu, Crutch Jab, Medium Uppercut.
浮いてましたね破山が仕込んでありました
And that does more damage than strong back fierce heavy uppercut.
まずはまあ
Generally speaking, you'd still rather do the heavy uppercut combo because it has better Oki.
中堅はデコイ動き
And Oki is more important than damage in most scenarios.
Prepare to strike. Now.
さあデコージですがこの2人やってるのはよく見るのでお互いの手の内は分かってると思いますが空陣刺さる一番痛いコンボ
Nice.
投げてライパー投げる体力が並んでるが確実に砲力の圏内大きはワンコンで殺せるかはちょっと微妙なところあっ当たる竜巻でタイミングをずらすかいや前足が怖いが空陣
And Aura made it 3S, that's right.
いろんなものをケアしなきゃいけない状況だが
My Oro is pretty good. It's one of the better Oros in the States.
波動ガード後に
Probably top 3.
削り込みのムーブ大き動いてましたかねおそらく
But it's hard to say because there really aren't any other ones.
課題ラウンド
Best way to deal with Oro is Ken. You missed it! Watch the footage. We watched a long set of Deshiken beating up one of the best Oros. Just now. Rewatch this archive. And skip to the parts where it's Oro versus Ken. Someone give this man a link. Does anyone still have it? I still have it. I can give this man a link.
We await your return, Lord. Welcome.
さあ2試合連続の
There you go. Skip around and you'll find it.
ってしまうのが大将君に
I like how this is cropped a little bit incorrectly. Ken does a really good job of controlling Oro's movement, you'll notice. Particularly keeping him cornered
こそ燃える男
by standing a certain distance away.
マイケルボスどうだですからねなんせあ
Nice
これ
punish.
が痛い
Oh, what the fuck was that?
これはや
Did
る
you
気
want
があり
that?
ます
That looked like something deliberate.
ワンブロジャンプでその後のさばきができてるのがすげえな内足波動天神
Nice.
押せ切れてて
That combo from the fireball? I think it did.
その後はでんでんでんと
Actually, no, I don't know.
かなり理想的な形で1ラウンド取った 2P が
Never mind, I fixed it. It's more depressing.
まだ余ってない前に出る距離を置いてゲージため
I can't remember the last time I had one of those where you install an old PC game and you like trying to find. Trying to find how to install it. My I installed Prince of Persia: Sands of Time, the PC version, and that had a really shit PC port. And I was getting things like I would jump towards a rope, and I would just fly right through the rope without ever grabbing it.
体力差はほぼないがコパン戻す灼熱
Always with PC games. Some incompatibility, but like something weird and specific. I had an actual real life never mind I fixed it moment for Funny Pizza Land. Back when I streamed that game. I couldn't get the game to run. And then I had to like download like a fucking ancient codec pack for the video file that's in the game. I figured it out on my own. So I didn't leave any trace for anyone else who would ever try to play that game. But I'd say that probably less than 10 people know Funny Pizza Land exists. So it's not an issue. The guy who made Funny Pizza Land beat it, and then I beat it, and we're the only two people who ever beat it. Halloween meme game. I had a plan for some game to play on Halloween. It was an old semi-horror game, but I don't remember what it was. I'll remember it by Halloween. I guess Castlevania is semi-horror, isn't it? The framing of Sense of Time is very genius. I would call Sense of Time an actual masterpiece. There are little things about it I don't like. I don't like that almost all enemies are mandatory. Well, they're kind of not. The game treats encounters like they're mandatory, but it's more like it's very inconvenient to skip enemies. Especially if you don't know where you're going. PS2 era most masterpieces. PS2 era was big in general, so maybe. The taunt, popping off. I would say the Super Nintendo era was very strong. PS2 and Super Nintendo. What's the greatest game of all time? And why is it Yoshi's Island for Super Nintendo? I only ever played Shining Force 1. Aren't there like 3 of them on Genesis? It's like a huge franchise. One of my friends had Shining Force fucking EXA or something on PS2. I was like, oh shit, this is one of the action Shining Forces. This is Game Newton. He was like bashing it. Shining Soul are 2 of my favorite ever 2D fucking isometric whatever action RPGs. They're super clean and fun to play. Shining Soul 1 and 2. And it's a shame because like I think none of the other Shining games are like them. Nice. That's gonna trade. Yeah. He couldn't shake out. It looked like he was mashing super fast. Maybe he got a really bad stun. It's random how many inputs you need. Is Contra 3 a masterpiece? I only played Contra and Super C, so I can't tell you. Oh, that's not true. I played Contra 4 as well. So I played every Contra mainline except Contra 3. Does hardcore count as mainline? What is mainline in the Contra? Why are Contra games so expensive? Is Yoshi sound better than RE4? I'm gonna say no for me personally, but for other people, maybe yes. Oh, is it over? That might have been it.
お疲れ様です。
あ、お疲れ様でした。
おめでとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
ちょっと今
And
日
this one's done.
いや、今日は
Oh no, I've run out of footage to watch.
全員チームの力って
Actually, I've still got a lot.
すげえ感じ違う感じになってるから大丈夫これ。
いってなさそうなんですけど、収録が今日だったんですよ。
You can just go find the Wikipedia article for list of games considered the best of all time.
頑張ります。あり
おめで
がとうござい
とうございます。
And I'm sure you'll find all the masterpieces. I like that high connect jump medium kick. I do that a lot myself. Interesting wake up. Everyone did a variation of that on me. He did wake up low short into flash kick. I think Oro could probably utilize that better than Remy can. Mario's Time Machine. I never played that, but I played Mario's Missing, which is a similar game. I actually beat Mario's Missing. I rented it from Blockbuster as a kid thinking it was a Mario game. Imagine my surprise when it wasn't. But I didn't know how, like, I couldn't, as a kid, it's harder to call how bad games are, you know what I mean? You don't have the exposure. I took it at face value and I, like, tried to beat it. And I did actually beat it. The Super Nintendo port is much better than the NES port. So, you know. The boss fights are hilarious. They're probably my favorite boss fights in all video games. The boss rapidly runs from one side of the screen to the other, and even if they run through you, they don't hurt you. You cannot die. You cannot even take damage. I would never call someone kid because I'm mentally 12. Interesting. I don't like that super. I don't find it to be particularly good. Oh, anyway, you just have to jump on the boss's head like once, and they're dead. Maybe the final boss, you have to jump on his head like 3 times. But it's the only thing. It's the only thing vaguely resembling gameplay in the entire game. I like doing the heavy stomp variation on Shadows. Okay, going for the 50-50. Actually got it, and then reset on accident, but then kill anyway. An Ultra Chad? I'm like the very opposite of an Ultra Chad. I'm an awkward nerd.
Now, find a new rival. Welcome to the world of Street Fighter 3. I'm waiting for battle.
I'm like a very boring person if you don't like fighting games. Or video games in general. Sleeper Chad. That's actually probably true. I'm a relatively cool guy in very specific contexts. No. He did close forward, option select, command grab, specifically looking for the forward dash, and Ken dashed in so fast he blocked it. He was probably just trying to poke with far forward and doing the OS. I didn't know I had a fan club. Maybe one day I'll have a girlfriend.
Fighters ready.
Fight.
Engage.
I don't even want a fucking girlfriend unless she can beat me in Street Fighter.
You win. Alright, that's cool. Now, find a new rival.
That'll be the first date.
To the world of Street Fighter 3. I've been waiting for this. Prepare for battle. Yeah, I've been waiting for this.
Which SF?
Battle. Go for it.
Ugh. I guess the older you get, the more points it's worth. Unless it's SF2, that's too old. I don't play that one. Sometimes I think about how I'm probably never gonna fuck a girl in the ass in my life, and then I get kind of sad. Well, that's a punish. But only kind of sad. Yeah, it seems like the kind of thing that would be really overrated. It seems like the kind of thing where it's like hot, but then you actually do it and it like, I don't know, something weird happens.
Prepare to strike. Now.
Maybe you pull out your dick and there's something on it. Nice little juggle. Or yeah, maybe you turn her ass inside out. Maybe you fucking... Maybe she gets a fucking tear and it bleeds. I don't know if I'd be able to even fucking look at myself in the mirror. I remember seeing a post that made me laugh that was like, you guys never told me that boy pussy is just man ass. Ugh, kinda so fucking scary. Why does everything lead to super? I wonder how much a brothel would charge for like 30 seconds of grabbing titties. Is that like $5? Or would they make me like pay for an hour? Oh, it's Yang. I don't even go into my own Discord anymore. I went in today, and I saw Meatwad and 2 turntables were in a fucking call together in one of the voice channels. And I was like, I should go in and just make a fucking fart noise and then leave. And then I didn't. But I thought about it. It's a shame because they're 2 of my favorite guys on paper. It's Fab's birthday? I should start holding tournaments again. Unfortunately, I've still got 6 weeks more of school before I've got some time off. There is no correct or incorrect pronunciation for Bafael. Yes, I am on ship too. What kind of weird defense is that? Block into strong back fierce. Oh, I seem to recall a Persona 4 post earlier that may have involved a birthday.
Are you ready? Go!
Imagine having the means to play Persona 4 Golden. I own a Vita.
Final round. Go!
The story of me acquiring my Vita is actually hilarious. I found an eBay listing for a Vita for $40. And I was like, that's way too low. And they were listed as being like 30 of them or 40 of them or something like that. And they were selling out pretty quickly. And I was like, even if I don't get a Vita out of this, I'm curious on what I'm going to get. So I paid the $40. And then I had a Vita. Well, it provided tracking. And then I eventually got an envelope in the mail that was way too small to have a box in it, let alone a whole Vita. And this was like 4 years ago or 5 years ago. It was like a slip envelope, and I opened it up, and it contained a coin. And from what I researched looking at the coin, it was Brazilian, and it was about 80 years old. It was like a 1920 some coin, 30 some. But I think it was a replica. It was like the actual coin was worth something like $200. But then I read that, and I also read that they were frequently replicated. People made imitation ones because it was a considerably valuable coin. Anyway, I wrote in to the dispute center, and they were like, "We can't resolve this for you. You need to like open up a thing with the buyer." And then I looked at the address provided, and the email address was literally like a@a.com, and the listed physical address was just gibberish. It was literally just fucking random letters with no vowels. And I went back to the dispute center. I was like, do I really have to fucking mail like this address that has no vowels in it? It's literally gibberish. Like, obviously, like, you know, I'm never gonna get through to this person if I try and contact them through these means. And the human who finally looked at it was like, yeah, this is nothing. You can just, like, we'll just resolve the dispute in your favor. And I got my money back. I got my $40 back, and I ended up with a weird Brazilian coin that I immediately misplaced. It's presumably somewhere in my house, but I haven't even thought about it in a long time. And then right after that, literally during that, between when I first made the purchase and when I finally got my money back, within the like 8 weeks between those two events, my brother on my birthday just gave me a Vita. He was like, I don't really know what you like anymore, but this is the newest thing. Also, thank you for gifting. It was nice of my brother. It was a really cool gift. I had no plans to buy a Vita because I had no games. And now that I've had a Vita, I've actually played it a little bit, but to reiterate, it does in fact have no games. But I just think it's really funny because my brother had no idea about the entire Vita thing going on, so I got to tell him about my eBay adventures with the Vita, which were at that point unresolved. So we got the bond and shit. Me and my brother usually get along pretty well. I think if he wasn't my brother, I would have almost nothing to do with him. We don't have much in common. But we tend to find the same things interesting. We have funny takes on life events. I actually own Cross-Tekken on Vita. I could open up my drawer of Vita games and read them all to you. Tales of Hearts R. I forgot that I actually found and bought that game. World of Final Fantasy. Where are the other ones? Cross-Tekken. Wipeout 2048. Disgaea 4. Mortal Kombat 9. Phantasy Star Nova. Sly Cooper Trilogy. Silent Hill Book of Memories. That game is shit, by the way. PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. Blast Blue Chrono Phantasma. Those are my Vita games. Don't judge me. My Vita is like covered in dust. I also own a PS TV. I bought it in intent to hack it because I heard it's easy to hack. And then it sat in a box for like months. And then one of my friends was like, hey, can I borrow it? I want to play 3% of 4 Golden. And I was like, yeah. When I bought the PS TV, it was like 40 bucks, I think. It was like pretty cheap. And now I think they've skyrocketed in price. Someone look up the price of a PS TV on like eBay. I got mine new and it like was not very expensive at all. Nice, it happened again. 81? Yeah, mine was way less than that. Why'd they shoot up? Maybe other people found out they're really easy to hack.
Final round. Go.
You know what's kind of funny is I had like a big old collection of all NES ROMs, all US NES ROMs, and it was pretty small. It was only like fucking 200 megabytes or something like that. So I just kind of put it on my I put it on my hacked PSP, and I never played Third Birthday. No, I played a little bit of John Dark. Those early PSP games. What was I gonna say?
Now, find a new rival.
Oh yeah, I played Little Simpson, and I thought it was a super cool little game. And now it turns out that that's one of the most valuable fucking games in existence, which is kind of funny.
Now,
So I'll look up the price of Little Simpson. I mean, it's not expensive as like fucking NES Track and Field or whatever. Not NES Track and Field, NES World Championship. Boy, there's only like 40 in existence. $800.
engage.
15 to 3,600. I just played the ROM. It's okay. It's a pretty good game. It's kind of short. It's got a lot of soul. It's definitely not like that good. Probably just there aren't that many copies of it, would be my guess. It's of surprisingly high quality for an NES game. It feels like it could maybe be a Super Nintendo game. You know what I mean? Not about like graphics, but like just about the core gameplay. Having the different playable characters with different mechanics is something you don't normally see on NES.
Now, find a new rival. Welcome to the world of Street Fighter 2.
I also really like Fire and Ice, which I think is a pretty valuable game.
Into the heat of battle.
Fire and Ice is mostly famous for being Solomon's Key 2. I think there actually is a Solomon's Key 2. But Fire and Ice is like a sequel to Solomon's Key. Or something, or like a prequel. It's got some connection to it. And Solomon's Key is a relatively famous game. Fire and Ice is like a relatively unknown game despite being a very high quality puzzle game. $30 refurbished. That's not too bad. I'd take a chance on that.
Prepare to strike. Now,
I have a Raspberry Pi for emulation. Well, I guess you're asking Sneakman, right? I actually own 2 Raspberry Pis. I have a 3 and a 4. They're pretty good. I like them. It was fun setting it up and personalizing it and whatnot. You guys would think my Raspberry Pi is so cute. You'd be like, aw, Bath. I'll take a picture of it right now.
you win.
But you'll also have to look at my pile of controllers and dirty floor.
Now, find a new rival. Welcome to the world
And also there's like, it's a little dusty.
of battle. Are you ready?
There, I wiped it down. And I'm about to tweet my Raspberry Pi.
Are you ready? Go.
I definitely just took a picture, but the picture didn't take. God, this picture doesn't have like a fucking dragon dildo in one part of the frame.
Final round. Go.
It'd be embarrassing if you guys knew about all my dragon dildos.
You win. All right. That's
Alright, I tweeted my cute Raspberry Pi. Someone find the tweet and then link it here.
welcome to the world of Street Fighter 3. I got the prepared for battle. Fighters ready. Engage. Are you ready? Go.
I've like barely been paying attention to Dashikan kicking some Yang's ass. This could be fucking Roshi Ikari for all I know. Tommy, mommy, milk your prostate. Ugh. I got like 4 controllers sitting in a pile, and all their wires are like jumbled around that pile. None of those controllers are broken,
Go.
but I do have broken controllers here and there. Broccoli with my nuggets is great. Broccoli in general is great. Kill the nuggets entirely.
You win. Now, find a new rival. Welcome to the world of Street Fighter 3. I got prepared for battle. Prepare to strike. Now.
Pesto is my favorite. How do Italians just eat bread as a side with their pasta? By the way, you can have pesto straight on your sourdough, but I pictured pesto pasta with bread side. How do Italians just have that much fucking pure carbs? They must eat like tiny, tiny portions.
Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
Bread with olive oil. You gotta only have like a slice of bread. You gotta lightly wet it. You gotta measure out a fucking teaspoon of olive oil and then slowly dip the bread in it. Bread and olive oil is super good. Add some balsamic vinegar and you have like a 3-ingredient meal that's fucking incredible. I'm doing good for food today. I only had like 1,600 calories. I'm on a diet though. I'm gaining weight over COVID break, over quarantine. It's time to cut a stop to it. I want to shed these pounds. It'd be incredible if COVID could end. We could all get our vaccines and return to a relatively normal life, and I'd like shed 20 pounds. So I've been eating healthier the last like 2 weeks. I'm down a little bit already, but I'd like to be down a lot. This is like the greatest opportunity ever to get in shape. Delivery, I just go out and get food. I call it in, I just walk into the fucking store, grab the bag and leave. 60 pounds? What the fuck? That's a lot. Congrats. That's so much weight to lose. You've lost like an entire human. If they were a small human. What's the word again for that? Small human? My life is almost no different because of COVID, actually. I work after closing, that's it. That's no difference.
Are you ready? Go!
Damn, my Raspberry Pi, it's like getting like quadruple penetrated in this fucking picture.
Into the heat of battle. Go!
I was thinking a child, but midget and baby are both right answers. Ah, mildly overweight. I too am mildly overweight. I'm actually not overweight at all, but I'm on the cusp. There's like a normal weight ratio that goes up to like 25, and I'm just below 25.
Final round. Now.
I mean, BMI is bullshit, but you know. Technically speaking, The Rock can break BMI with his fucking morbid obesity. He's not morbidly obese, he's just regular obese. Guys, The Rock is obese. The Rock's BMI is above 30. Dwayne Johnson is obese. BMI is like IQ, what, a shit metric to measure something that theoretically could be measured.
Fighters ready. Engage.
Five 8 3/4. Do you miss a memo? Just tell people 5'9". Damn, Spab, how tall are you? I'm 6'1". I'm actually more like 6' half an inch, but I just say 6'1" to make 6 foot tall people feel inadequate. Five 5'11", still a very respectable height. It's like all heights are respectable. Know your worth, kings. I want to say that height means nothing, but maybe women are petty. I feel like I've never given a shit about people's height. The only thing I've ever given a shit about is people's inferiority complex relating to height. But if you're a woman, maybe it's more important. The thing is, even if the woman herself isn't petty, other women are petty. So the woman will be like, if I want to get seen with a guy, he better be good looking. And I guess men are like that too. If you want to be seen with a girl, she better be good looking. But I think there's kind of an understanding with men that's like, for whoever you end up with, you know, either you want to fuck her or like, you know, something's going on. I remember seeing a study that was like muscular men versus tall men for women, and muscular men were like winning, or like you need to be like ridiculously ripped to compensate height. Like a guy who was like 6'4" and like, you know, completely built was less attractive to a woman than a fucking guy who was like 6'9". Made me sad.
Now, find a new rival. Welcome to the world of Street Fighter 3. Prepare for battle. Well, I got the picture. Prepare to strike. Now.
Whenever I see a study about people and them forming relationships, it makes me sad. It's generally just a very sad thing, because people are so particular about it and often two-faced about it. The one that really made me laugh was the OkCupid ones. OkCupid makes you like do like an interview to fucking even make a profile or whatever in order to match you up with other people. And apparently, two of the questions, one of them was like, would you ever cheat if you knew that no one would ever find out? And like 60 or 70% of people said yes. And then one of the other questions was, would you ever forgive a cheater? And something like 70% said no. So obviously both of those are over half, so there must be a crossover. There must be people who would cheat but would never forgive a cheater.
Now, find a new rival. Welcome to the world of Street Fighter 3. Prepare for battle.
I can't fucking do anything about this left ear audio.
Go.
It's just the video footage. Enjoy your mono.
All right, that's cool. Prepare to strike. Now.
I'm pretty tall, but I don't feel privileged. You know what I mean? This hasn't done anything for me yet. This must be the same thing as when people say they're fucking white and where's their white privilege? Also, where's my white privilege? Actually, I'm extremely privileged. I think tall average becomes tall at 6'3", or perhaps 6'4". Well, I don't know. Like, only like 20% of people are like taller than 6 foot, I think.
Now, find a new rival. Welcome to the world of Street Fighter 3. I got the players for battle. Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
When I think 6'4" is like the cutoff for like weirdly tall. That's when tallness becomes a quirk. When it's like 6'4" and up, I feel. It's like, damn, you're tall. I don't have any sort of opinions about that quirk. The janitor at Riverside, I used to see him around UC Riverside, was like 6'9". It's like the tallest person I've ever seen in person with any sort of regularity. I was like, oh.
Are you ready? Go.
It's pretty fucking tall. I think Bowser side B would kill most people, considering he jumps for it. Like, if you could land on someone after the height of that jump that Bowser jumps, I think it would kill a lot of people. Yes, this is Zishiken. Very keen of you to notice.
Now.
I'm sleepy. I'm over 6 foot. I need to find a woman who that's the only thing she cares about. I need to just go up to her and be like, hey, I want to fuck you in the ass. How early can you ask that question in a relationship? That doesn't feel like a second date question. That feels like an already dating question. Well, I guess, you know, dating. That feels like an already committed, already exclusive question. Hey, how do you feel about anal? I'd ease her into it. The question, I mean, not the anal. I'd be like, hey, would you let LeBron James fuck you in the ass? Then I'd use her reply. I'd be like, oh, what about? And I'd pick a slightly less one. I'd work my way down to me. Would you let me fuck you in the ass?
Now, find a new rival. Welcome to the world of Street Fighter. Well, I got to be prepared for battle. Yeah, well, I got the picture. Prepare to strike. Now.
Anal was just a metaphor anyway for my actual disgusting fetishes, which is human furniture. Imagine if your fetish was human furniture. Imagine trying to go through life normally, but that's your fetish. Do you ever just pass someone on the street and think, what if that guy's fetish was fucking amputees? Okay, not about a particular person, but those people around, that's what I'm saying. The amputee fetishists. They walk among us like normal people.
Are you ready? Go.
What about the Dragon's fucking cars people? Do you guys know about that? There are presumably several people with the fetish of Dragon's fucking cars. I don't know who the Yang is. The classic GIF/GIF. I've seen a lot of them, to be honest. More than I care to. One was already a lot. But then I found the subreddit for Dragon's fucking cars. And I browsed just to see how many there were. And there's quite a lot.
Are you ready? Go.
Birds with arms. You could jerk it to literally anything and it wouldn't matter. You could jerk it to women being killed. And at the end of the day, you're just fucking rubbing your dick. It might be a little different if you paid for like some woman to get killed so you could rub your dick. Whether directly or indirectly. I haven't been streaming much lately in general.
Now, find a new rival. Welcome to the world of Street Fighter. I got prepared for battle. Are you ready? Go.
Ah yes, 2D girls of a questionable age. I am firmly of the opinion that pictures are pictures, and not people. Whenever I hear people call something like that child porn, I'm just like, ugh. There's actual child porn, it's a million times worse than this. Imagine being that guy and not being able to tell anyone.
Go.
I think it's one of those things where society will never be able to look at it in a, like, understanding way. Look, we all know it. Let's just say it. You don't get to choose what your fetishes are. You just get fucking, I don't know if you get born with that shit or circumstances happen to you to give you that shit. But somehow or another you end up with some fucking fetishes.
Now, find a new rival.
Or you don't, maybe. Maybe you don't have any. You didn't choose them.
Prepare for battle. Prepare to strike. Now.
I feel if you don't choose it, you shouldn't be held accountable in any way for it. Even if it's something literally illegal or morally questionable, like fucking animals. Depends on what you do with that kind of stuff, if it's one of them illegal ones. If you do nothing, then whatever. I sleep.
Are you ready? Go.
These are the best BAF streams, when we're not even fucking talking about Third Strike anymore, we're talking about weird shit. I love when it devolves into this stuff. And I get to say some questionable things that I wonder that an employer will see fucking 30 years from now. Okay, literally no fetish should actually be discussed in that way. In the same way that fetishes aren't something you choose, they're also not a component of your personality. Now you can have solidarity with other people. You can still talk about them. You'd be like, hey, don't you love you some dummy thick thighs? And some other guy could be like, yeah, I do like me some dummy thick thighs. I do like me a nice juicy dumper.
Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
But you're not interesting because you like juicy dumpers. You're not even interesting because you like fucking dragons fucking cars. Oh, maybe that's a little bit interesting.
Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
Oh my god. Somewhere out there is someone who, like, can't get it up and they have to think about baseball to get it up. Think about that. Someone out there needs baseballs to turn on.
Now, find a new rival. Welcome to the world of Street Fighter. Prepare for battle.
Maybe. Maybe it's not baseball. Maybe it's fucking
Go.
Barry Bonds' forearms. Maybe they're picturing that one time that Randy Johnson threw a baseball and exploded a bird. Maybe that's what they need to do to get it up.
All right, that's cool. Into the heat of battle. Go for it. You win. Now, find a new rival. Welcome to the world of Street Fighter. Prepare for battle. Are you ready? Go.
My fetish is when a girl is wearing a guy's shirt but it's open.
Are you ready?
And that's all she's wearing. Oh, that was the medium kick that doesn't knock over. That's only in the very tail end of its active frames. That's always weird to see. I don't think I know about Togepi.
Final round. Go.
I will surrender one of my hoodies if I get to see a girl walking around in it. I think that's the idea with a hoodie in relationships. The girl wants a big oversized hoodie to feel cute in and be warm and comfy. And the guy wants to see his girl wearing his hoodie.
Find a new rival. Welcome to the world of Street Fighter.
Make her look cute and small.
Prepare for battle. I got the picture. Yeah, I've been waiting for this. Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
One of my friends likes mind control. That's probably an interesting one.
Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
I think I understand why people like mind control, but it's not something I ever think about. I saw a picture one time that was the 4 different flavors of mind control. One of them was like, there was like a girl being told to undress, and one of them was like, yes, master. And then one of them was like, oh no, this is so embarrassing, but I can't stop. Mind control. And one of them was like, okay. And it's like, isn't there anything embarrassing about taking off your fucking underwear? And she's like, no, why?
Now, find a new
And then the last one was her like reveling in it. It was like fucking, oh my god, this is so embarrassing. I can't believe I'm doing it. This is so great.
into the heat of battle. Go for it.
I sent that picture to my friend and I was like, which one is best? And then he like ranked them all for me based on his tastes. I love when people can be introspective about that stuff. When they know all the ins and outs about when it's good and when it's bad. This footage is kind of choppy. One of my friends told me one time that he had like no fetishes whatsoever, and I wondered if he had. There's like three possible outcomes. One is that they're hiding something crazy. Two is that they have like no exposure to porn, or very low exposure to porn. Or three is they're just fucking vanilla, as they claim. I'd like to know the breakdown of all three of those by percentage of people, but you know, I'm probably never gonna know that. Cool juggle. I didn't know that close strong worked there. What the fuck? I didn't know you could get close strong there. I've never seen that. I've seen jab. Never seen close strong. I haven't played Omega since last BAF Cup. Time to have some more BAF Cups. I think if I had a BAF Cup, I would probably have it in, that's max damage for the Super Rating. I think I'll probably have it in, SF3, because I've been working at that game recently, and I'd probably do well. Maybe top 3. That was an S++. Nice. I like multi-purpose moves. I think that's the sign of a really well-designed game. That overhead is an overhead, but it also is a hop. He dodged a fucking low with it. It's also unthrowable. It was like 1 hour ago I was going to bed, and I'm still tired of shit. However, this time tomorrow I'll be at work, so you know. Going to bed right now is a bit scary. Nice punish. The wagey cagey. I can't believe I've never heard that because it sounds so good. I used to love fucking wage slave posts where it's just a picture of like some fucking frog wrapped up in a blanket with a mug of hot cocoa talking about how the fucking wage slaves are like ruining their own lives while he fucking sits at home and fucking watches movies and eats peanut butter graham crackers. And it's just literally like nothing but gloating about how comfy he is when other people are uncomfy. Cinnamon graham crackers are pretty good. I think I'd like the honey ones the best, but cinnamon probably second. Oh, it's the chocolate ones. Those ones are good too. Remember Teddy Grahams? Those things were tasty. Imagine raising a kid, and then as soon as you die, they just kill themselves. Be like, damn, what'd I go through all the trouble for? I guess in a very, very weird way, it's kind of sweet. Living in a grocery store is something I've actually thought about just a little bit. I have like a little thought experiment I think about periodically. Where it's like, what if everyone on Earth but me disappeared? What would I do? It's kind of fun thinking about. It's like eventually, for the time being, I'd be able to just walk down to the fucking grocery store and just eat things. I could set up a tent there if I wanted to. Electricity would only last so long. I'd have to start like fucking using battery powered shit only. Plenty of batteries to choose from. But then eventually, you know, with the freezers off or whatever, I'd only have very particular foods I could eat. Eventually I'd probably have to catch my own food. Probably go down to the fucking beach, fish.
Now, find a new rival. Welcome to the world of Street Fighter. I'm prepared for this battle. Are you ready? Go!
One of my friends was like, I would probably kill myself, there'd be no reason to stay alive. And I was like, yeah, even if you did that, you probably wouldn't do it day one, right? Probably like, you know, wait until you felt like killing yourself. I think it would be scary as shit to get sick in those conditions, when you're the only human on Earth. Knowing you can't go to a hospital or whatever. If there were no animals, you'd be fucked. Unless there's still plants. I guess not all life would have to disappear. Thinking about them beans. Yeah! Finally visit Area 51 for real. Clap some alien cheeks.
You win. Now, find a new rival. Welcome to the world of Street Fighter. I'm waiting prepared for battle.
Sometimes I think about it like it's a game show. Or like, you know, like a fucking supernatural game show. You have to live alone on Earth for like a year. And at the end of the year you get $1 million. You guys do that? There's no other humans, so there's no theft, so you could just go and take anything. But you wouldn't get to keep it at the end of the year. But also anything provided by humans. Yeah, you could die. Anything provided by humans wouldn't exist anymore either, because all humans would disappear. So there would be no one in factories and shit like that. There'd be no one delivering mail. One of the other kind of thought experiments I have a lot is a game show where you hide in a warehouse. I like talking about that with my coworkers. They usually enjoy it too. Unlocking the zoo and see how they fare. That's cool. I was just thinking about going to the zoo for free. You can go to most. You couldn't go to most kinds of amusement parks, but you could still go to a zoo and it'd be just as good. You'd actually have to free them immediately because they'd probably starve. You'd have to go to the zoo day one. If you were like a month in, you were like, I'm gonna go to the zoo, they'd fucking all be dead. Anyway, here's the game show I have. It's a theoretical game show. I made it up. The premise is you're in a supermarket or a warehouse, and you have an hour to hide. And then at the end of the hour, four Navy SEALs come in, and they have like 10 or 15 minutes to find you. And if you remain undetected, you fucking win money. And you can hide in something, but you can also freely move around. But you know, while you're moving, you might be easier to find. It can all be Solid Snake with his fucking cardboard box. And you have an hour to hide, so it's like, you know, maybe you could like put up some fake hiding spots. You can do that. I usually don't. There's not really much purpose to, unless you've got like a read. As soon as you hit your air button, your air parry stops existing. So air parry and air button are generally a little bit mutually exclusive. But if you're just doing it really early, there's no downside, because you can still do your air button at the regular time. But also 99% of the time there'll be no outside either. I feel like if that was a real show, I would watch it and it'd be fun. I wonder what the balance would be like. I wonder if the Navy SEALs would usually find the person. And we, the viewer, know where the person was, but the Navy SEALs wouldn't, so, you know, there'd be that tension. It's like, oh shit, the Navy SEALs are close. That'd be a super fun show to watch. And I talked about that to my coworkers, and they always start thinking about where they would hide, so it's like, you know, it's a great conversation topic. People get involved in it. They're like, oh yeah. The SEALs would be in on it. They'd be working for the, game show. But yeah, there would just be security cameras. They wouldn't like zoom in on where the guy hid or anything. Kara Demon, Kara DP into Demon for a true reversal Kara. I don't even know what you're talking about. You're gonna need to elaborate on that one. A DP won't cancel into a Demon. It might on its first frame, but that's just the same as doing an actual like reversal Demon. Like, what does the DP really do in that context? It makes your Demon one frame slower. Apart from that, it does nothing. Oh, you're just asking about the pragmatics of it, like would it truly work? I think so. Something that's first for invincible being card into something else that's also invincible. footage is so jerky. I'm now very tired. I probably only got a few more fucking matches to watch before I conk out.
Prepare to strike. Now.
That game show where one random thing in the room is made of chocolate, and you can only use your mouth to find it. Whose idea was that? What a great idea. Wow, that DP hit cross. Oh, nice.
Final round. Engage.
I mean, yeah, that's a real game show, the chocolate one.
Now, find a new rival. Welcome to the world of Street Fighter. Well, I got the pitch prepared for battle.
Yeah, that's from that game show. Random thing in the room is made of chocolate. Imagine biting down on a doorknob to see if it's made of chocolate. That clip of the guy in the pitch black room and he's like sniffing holes. And he has to like identify the smell or whatever. And then it's him, you can see the other side is like, because it's like lit up. Like in night vision. You can see the other side is just like a guy with his fucking pants down, his ass right against the hole. And then the fucking guy leans in and he smells the hole and he's like, this smells like ass. And then the fucking sounds start playing, it's like, winner. Love that juggle. The face he makes at the end really makes the whole thing. That Chris Farley skit about being on a Japanese game show and the guy that cuts off his own hand. Remember Chris Farley? Remember that entire person? I actually need to conk out. This is the last round. Whoa! Does that count? It like cut. Alright, this is the last round. Even though it's the first round. That was a sign from God as fucking clear as I've ever seen one. But was he telling me to watch more or less? Was he like, watch a whole match? Or was he trying to say, go to bed now? I need an even clearer sign. I not rolled no doobies. So that's some Chris Farley quote. I don't even remember what Chris Farley was in.
Are you ready? Go.
Oh, it's from that. I haven't seen that since middle school. I don't even think I saw it. I think my friends just quoted all of it over and over. I remember the existence of Beverly Hills Ninja. I remember like 30 seconds of it where he's like running through a fucking parking lot or something, or he like jumps a wall. I remember like one scene of that movie. I remember Chris Farley being fat. Oh, I guess I will sleep now. Bye everyone.